Welcome to another episode of the Muscle TV podcast brought to you by MAXS. I am your host, Scott Goble, and I'm joined once again by my good friend and co-host, Luke Schembri. Welcome, Luke.
Scotty.
And we are joined by a very special guest today, one of the big names and up-and-comers in the Australian amateur bodybuilding scene, potentially not an amateur for too much longer. We will find out in a few short weeks. Welcome to the show, Mr. Chris Abela. Good to have you here, mate.
Thank you for having me on. Pleasure. It's a pleasure.
Mate, it is our pleasure. You never know when you're in the midst of it how much you are the talk of the town. Yeah. But every single bodybuilder that I talk to, and I talk to many of them, they're all eagerly awaiting your next stage appearance. And I mean, sometimes that can be a good thing and sometimes that can be a bad thing and it puts extra pressure on you. But you're 2.5 weeks out of the first state show. Yes. How are you holding up, mate?
Yeah, pushing through. This week we've been depleting really hard for the New South Wales show in 2 weeks' time. Then we've got the Melbourne show or the Pro Qualifier the week after. Just mock peak weeking next week. So we're just full depleting until Sunday, pushing it extremely hard. Like the past week has been hell, to be honest. Like we've been pushing it hard. And then we just mock peak week next week and right into the show the week after. So it should be good. It's looking good.
So you're doing a mock peak week for the week prior to the show, and then you'll have the New South Wales. Then it's a 6-day gap to the Melbourne show. So are we planning on like peaking multiple times, or are you going to sort of cruise through New South Wales, maybe, hold back a little bit on the fullness, or is this strategy still to be decided between you and Tim?
Yeah, we haven't fully decided the strategy yet. We're just going to see how the body reacts, because last time we didn't do a mock peak week. We just went straight into it. And we actually noticed riding off into the second peak week, so the Pro Qualifier, it was a lot easier in terms of like getting dry, getting fuller. It wasn't a big push. And we did push the New South Wales show and the Melbourne show. But in saying that, yeah, we're just probably going to push for both, see how we go. But the Melbourne show, we do want to come in, obviously, peaked as hard as possible. As hard as possible.
Yeah. And I saw one of your previous Instagram posts. This will only be your third competitive season. Is that correct?
Yes. This is my third season. It's like the fourth time on stage, but yeah, third season. Yeah.
So you first competed in April 23, season A 23, and then you went season B 2024. The difference in your physique was amazing. 12 kilos difference. Are you expecting to be bigger for this show again, or just better for this show?
Good question. Not necessarily bigger. Like in terms of the actual quality, the quality is going to be a lot better. Like I still feel that even though the weight gain's not going to be tremendous compared to last season, it was only a year, not even off season. The quality is going to be as good as the difference from the first show to the second one. In my opinion. So it's a completely different physique. It's still going to be a lot different, just a lot more detail and density for sure. But the weight might be the same. We're not too sure. Even though we are heavier, we're expecting to come in heavier. But yeah, a lot more density to the physique for sure. But weight's not an issue.
Chris, you said you're pushing hard for the past week, mate. What does that actually mean for everyone listening at home? What's pushing hard? Have you cut down to only 5,000 calories a day, have you?
Yeah, I don't even think you'll believe when I say it, but we're on about 1,500 calories at the moment. We've been pushing that for the past 2 weeks, coming down from like 1,600, 1,700. So like we're extremely low calories, but we figured out that my body thrives well off no food, which is shit for me. It's good that we figured it out, but yeah, just a lot of cardio. So we're doing 40 minutes of stairs a day. We're doing 1,500 calories. The training's not as mental. Like I literally can't push my upper body anymore. It's pretty much ready. It's just the glycogen in the legs, and the glutes and hamstrings, just pretty much just flushing out as much as we can through there. That's the only session I really feel pumped on. Any other session, it's just me just flailing around, to be honest. But yeah, pushing hard.
Pushing hard. And what about the cardio on the stepper, mate? What type of level are we pushing? Is it pretty intense, or is it like bodybuilder sort of cardio, just steady state?
Super slow. It's like I'll still get my heart rate to like 130, but just level 2 or 3. So we're not like running on the thing. Just light steps, but a lot of pressure in the legs. Like we find that when I start doing Stairmaster, the legs actually come out a lot more. Whereas a lot of people, their legs might atrophy or they feel a bit stringy or whatever, but my legs actually shine more when I hit the stairs, just because I feel like there's a lot of glycogen in there and just water, fat holds in my legs a lot. So we can abuse that a bit harder, to be honest.
Mate, every time I'm up at Marsden Park for an athlete check-in, you're banging out back-to-back clients. You appear to be very busy, and I'm not exactly surprised by that. Are you still on your feet all day punching out the clients?
Yeah. Like we were up today at 3. So I've got a client every morning at 4 o'clock, and I'm pumping it out till like 12. Like today's a bit chill. But yeah, still pumping out the clients. I'll probably hold off till next week face to face, to be honest, because it's becoming really hard, but still banging it out, which is good enough energy to push.
And does that keep the need up? Like, what's the sort of step count up when you've got 8 hours of PT to start?
Yeah, 15,000 easy. Like I don't have to do any extra steps, but we're hitting 15,000. No, nothing more, nothing less. Just hovering around there as much as we can. So the output's high, but we only started hitting those high numbers about couple weeks ago. Like we weren't really smashing cardio at all the whole prep until like now, which is bit of an end push.
And so, Chris, just one thing, because that 1,500 calories has kind of blown my mind a little bit. You're putting on 12 kilos in an off season. What are your off season calories then, mate?
Oh, bro. My breakfast in the off season is my entire day right now. But we're getting close to like 7,000, 7,500 calories. So we're pushing the food a lot. We didn't get as sloppy. Like we put on a lot of weight in the off season. We got to like 145. It wasn't like clean at all. Bit fluffy, but the shape held a lot in comparison to the last one. The last one, I was just sloppy. Like I was just really fat. Came to Tim and he fixed me up for the show. But this is the first off season I've had that's been fully structured, food wise, training wise. Everything's been tracked. So a lot of progress again in that aspect for sure. 100%.
Mate, 140 kilos. What? How tall are you, Chris?
6 foot. 6 foot.
Okay. So still 140 is absolutely massive. Mate, how do you find training being that big in comparison to now being lighter? You don't have as much energy because you're not eating as much food. But when you are that big in the off season, I know myself, training gets quite difficult. You gas out very quickly.
It's really weird, bro. And it's funny that you asked that because a lot of people ask me the same thing. I didn't feel it. Like I was still fit. I was still doing cardio. I wasn't puffing. My body handled it pretty well. Like everything was very swole. Like the first time I did that massive off season, just a sloppy one, I felt like shit, obviously. But this one was very controlled. Like I wasn't sluggish. I had energy. Training was insane. Like numbers were super high. But in saying that, I was very surprised. Being 140, you'd think you'd just be gassing out, but I wasn't too bad. Like, I wasn't that bad, to be honest, which is good.
Yeah, I can vouch for that. I saw Chris, must have been the season A shows when I saw him at the Sydney show. And I remember commenting on how absolutely enormous he was and asking what he weighed. And he was in the 140s then. And yeah, he actually looked healthy, because when I hit 140, I was constantly perspiring and probably had some serious blood pressure issues.
Oh, that was coming
sleep apnea. And
the sweat was insane. The sweat was.
How's the sleep? Can you sleep well?
Like, sleep has always been good. Like even now, my sleep's great. Besides waking up at 3 a.m., I'm like fully wired, which is actually a good thing, in my opinion, because I got to get up and go straight away. But I'm just more wired now, more alert. I find during prep. But yeah, just not as sleepy as the off season.
In the off season, when you're pounding that many calories, do you get to the point where you're resenting food, or you just have the appetite that can handle that?
Yeah, towards the my appetite is very stupid, but towards the end of the off season, like the last month, I couldn't do it. Like just looking at rice would just make me sick. I was still smashing it down, but it was extremely hard. Like towards the very end though, like that 8th month was just too much. Yeah, and we just toned it down from there. We toned it down. Sure.
Was there a sweet spot in the prep where, maybe you were high 120s, 130, where you're like, man, I feel awesome? Like that used to be me. It was like 12 weeks out. I was just like, oh, this is where I should sit year round. I feel great. I'm still strong. I've got energy. I look reasonable. Did you find a little sweet spot there? And whereabouts was it on the weight scale?
Yeah, if we're talking about like leading into the show, I'd probably say, like you said, 6 to 8 weeks out, like you're just pumping weight still. You're lean enough. You look good. Like you're vascular, whatever. You're looking mad. You're still strong. Leading off of the show though, I'd probably say that rebound phase. Like I gained weight very slowly, leading off of the show last year, which is I think the best way to do it. At about 120, 125 for me, like eating clean and keeping the cardio in slightly and training is probably like the perfect spot. Like that's where I shine the best, look the best, perform the best, not comp ready, but in my opinion, feel the best, to be honest. Yeah. At that weight, 125-ish.
How's the body feeling now, Chris? Because I know at the end of a prep, you can sort of get a bit tired and run down, but I've had preps too where at the end I've been feeling absolutely amazing and ready to go. How's this prep been for you? Because you've grown again, even if there's not a great deal of difference in terms of your body weight, you certainly would have progressed with your physique. Do you find that each prep is a little bit different with how your body responds and feels?
Yeah, good question. This prep, I'd probably say, I don't want to say it was easy, but I only started really feeling the pressure of prep, like as in the feeling of depletion about a couple of weeks ago. The whole prep was very smooth. We prepped 20 weeks out, so it's a long prep. So 17 weeks so far, but I'm only starting to really feel cooked right now, which is fair because the food's extremely low, but we did everything ahead of last year's prep. So we noticed last year when we dropped the food significantly low, that's when everything started to click. We did that about 4 weeks out, but we did that 8 weeks out this time. So we're about a month ahead, I would say, of last prep.
Crazy. Now, Chris, when you first stepped on stage, and I do remember you, I can't remember if were you a junior in 23?
Yeah, 23 is off. Yeah.
I remember seeing you, and I remember thinking, man, this guy's got a crazy upper body, like this taper and these arms are wild. But I remember thinking, I wonder if he'll ever get these legs to where they need to be.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, you put on 12 kilos and, you had 18 months between shows and your legs absolutely blew up. Mate, was there anything magical you did? Like, was it one of those things where, when you're young, you just want huge chest and huge arms and that was your focus. And then when you stepped on stage, you realized that perhaps the lower body was lagging a little and you ramped up the intensity. But because it's unusual to see a tall guy with, relatively long limbs be able to bring up their legs so much in such a short period of time.
It's a funny one because prior to the first show, I didn't train legs. I thought bodybuilding was just train. I was training legs, obviously, but I wasn't tracking it. The training wasn't that intense. I was doing it once a week. I'll take that back. I was training legs. I wasn't training hamstrings or glutes at all, like zero. Like I was doing maybe a hamstring curl at the end of my quad session. That was it. So no structure, but literally just started training them. So I'd probably say like bodybuilding spec, I was only training legs for I've only been training legs for like 2 years properly as a proper structure.
What?
Split.
That is crazy.
And I find that this off season or this prep now, my legs are double the last show. They're a lot better, and I feel like they've come out a lot more. My back too. So the biggest changes this prep will be back and legs, especially the density of the legs. Like they're full come through. Like I'm actually really happy with my legs now.
How long have you been training in general?
I've been in the gym since like 10 years old. I used to curl, bench press, squat. That's all I did. So I used to play football or rugby, whatever. So that's all I used to do. My dad just wanted me to get big. And that's all I thought training was until I got introduced, obviously, into the bodybuilding side of things a couple of years ago. And that just took a big, turn for the better, in my opinion. And we just pretty much knuckled down since then. Yeah. But training.
Did you notice some genetic gifts come out pretty early? Where you're the guy in year 9 where, you had by far the biggest arms and everyone was just like, oh, Chris, yeah, fucking show us the muscle.
I was always muscular and very lean. And I could pull solid vacuums when I was like 12. Like I was always doing a vacuum pose, never practiced it, never did any core work. Even last prep, didn't really practice vacuums, nothing. And that was just a strength of mine. But in saying that, you mentioned before, like my legs being obviously underdeveloped the first show, I find that my legs are actually my strongest body part. They were just untapped. Like I just didn't jump into it. I naturally have very large legs. Like as soon as I gain weight, it just goes straight into my ass, my legs. My ass specifically, like that's the hardest place for me to lose fat. But yeah, as growing up, like I was always like big Chris or whatever, but, yeah. So always pumping it pretty much. Yeah.
We spoke to Lee Priest last week, and I'm pretty sure his arms were the same size as his age in inches, like right up until he was about 22 years old. Similar story for you, was it, Chris? I would imagine.
And in saying that, like, because my arms are longer, as you mentioned before, yeah, it's hard to fill them out, but my arms are pretty strong. Like, they're decent body class. I can get them a lot better, obviously, over time, but they're close. Yeah, they're pushing like 22 with a pump, which is good. I don't feel like they look it though, just because they're long. But in saying that, we're just gonna get them bigger. We'll just get them bigger.
Chris, I'm just looking at your Instagram account now, mate, and those legs. In 2 years, you got to tell us what has been the leg training. What have you actually done? Has it been just standard leg training, or what have you done for those wheels?
Very onto it in terms of the actual training. The principle across the board with every muscle group, I've just been training a lot slower, a lot heavier. Like my leg days are insanely heavy. My sets aren't that much. Like I'll just do like two compounds, 2 sets each. Obviously you got your leg extensions, 3-4 sets, whatever. But like I think hack squats really brought my legs up a lot. Like hack squats for sure. And RDLs. Like I could live off those 2 exercises for the rest of my life. They grew my legs substantially.
What type of weights are we talking about, mate? If you push heavy weights with the legs with those 2 movements in particular?
Yeah, like hacks. The one at Marsden Park. Like I load up like 9 plates aside. We're going like slow. Like, we're still pumping it. Obviously, like the speed is there. Obviously for the heavy weight, but we tried shifting a lot of control into the movements, and I feel like that has worked the best for me. Like I could do the same thing with 2 plates, make it feel like 9 plates, for example, but I find that once you shift tempo into your sessions and you actually work towards progressive overload, which is obvious, you'll grow essentially. Yeah.
And mate, have you had any injuries doing that type of, weights in the gym? I mean, it sounds like your physique is in such early days, as advanced as it is. It sounds like you're nowhere near your potential. But I know along that journey, a lot of us do have injuries time to time, even maybe an angry knee, bit of tendonitis. Is there anything that's sort of been plaguing you already?
Nothing major, like no actual injuries. Like I have like the occasional forearm like little niggle, but I get work done every week, so that clears up almost instantly. But no injuries, like no actual injuries, no broken bones, never had an operation, nothing like that. So we're just trying to keep it that way for as long as we can. The biggest thing that I've noticed even after this off season, just mobility. Even getting lean too, mobility is the biggest thing, obviously with new muscle tissue and stuff like that. I've been focusing more on stretching, and that's worked a long way. Like I'll warm up for like half an hour before my session, which is really long, but I feel like it's worth it for me, to be honest. And that's
So, Chris, the gold standard in the off season in bodybuilding when it comes to mobility and flexibility is whether you can wipe your own backside going to the toilet. So, is that you can do that in the off season when you're at 140, mate?
Yeah. I'm actually not too bad. Like even like I've done a few like Pilates sessions with Sarah, my partner, as well. Like not recently, but I'm actually pretty like flexible for a bigger dude. I feel like it's just that athlete background too, because I was into sports heavily when I was young, very flexible kid. And I feel like it's sort of dragged on into now. And if I let it slip, I feel like it'll go. So I'm just trying to maintain it for as much as I can before I put on too much size.
Mate, it's very, very mature of you to be doing that mobility work and that sort of warm-up stuff when you haven't had an injury. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure my warm-ups consisted of a couple of light sets and that was it until I started getting injured. And now I do more mobility and stability work than I do actual training. But who put you on all this, man? Because it's a huge investment in time. Obviously, you're an educated guy, a qualified PT. Did you put this together, or have you sought out expert advice? Like Luke and I have had mentors in the past, like Dr. Andrew Locke and people like that. I'm intrigued as to, how you got onto these protocols.
No one actually told me to do these things. Like, obviously, I never used to get work done, even with physio and stuff like that. When I started doing that, I noticed a massive benefit, not only with recovery, but the actual physique, like, started opening up a lot more. Like, first time I did my back, for example, dry needling, scraping, whatever, it doubled in width, and I'm like, fuck yeah, I've got to keep this going for sure. But obviously time's a big thing. Not everyone has time on their hands. Like, people are running into the gym, they're just trying to smash out a quick workout, whatever. But I do have that time, luckily. So I do just dedicate it just to warming up. Even if I'm just walking around the gym, honestly, in between clients, I'll just stretch. Like, I'll just stretch around, grab elastic bands and just start moving them. But I'm always, I've been into that for a while now, and it's helped dramatically. It's helped dramatically for sure.
Do you do other things just for general health? Are you big on your like natural supplements, detoxing, infrared sauna, cryo? Do you do any of that stuff as well?
All that. So yeah, I've been pumping sauna every single day since the start of prep at World Gym. My vitamin stack is massive. Like I do take obviously the necessities and the important stuff. However, I'm very, on to my vitamins. Like I'm taking like 40 pills a day with that. I don't feel like they're all 100% necessary. But in saying that, I do like to keep that in check. Like that's something that I do keep in check as often as I can. Yeah.
And obviously, like, how many pills can you swallow at once? The important sort of information, Chris. I need to know. Can you get down? Can you get down 9 fish oil caps in one go? I think that's my record.
They're not too bad. Like it's actually not too hard. I remember back in the day, the old, what was it, the animal pack or whatever it was. That thing was impossible. But no, these are all soft gels, so they're not too bad. They're not too bad. I split them up throughout the day sometimes as well.
Mate, you've been on a rocket trajectory, really, with your physique, putting on so much size. How do you find people are treating you differently because you've developed your physique in a very short period of time with some incredible gains? Have you noticed, just like walking in the street and things like that, are you noticing little kids crossing the road on the other side because they're scared of you? Or
walking in the street's a funny thing because people will just like look and just watch you walk past. Depends what I'm wearing as well. Like if I'm wearing a tight shirt, whatever, it's just all eyes on. I don't mind that. It's fine. But in saying that, like in the gym, like I do get a lot of support. Like a lot of random people just coming up to me saying, "Hey, I've been following your journey for like 2 years. You really inspire me." And it's like I didn't even know who you were, which to me is insane. Like I'm not a pro level Olympian bodybuilder, but even just a regular person training coming up to me with their girlfriend, just saying something like that it means the world to me. So people obviously notice it. And yeah, I appreciate it like heaps, like so much. Some people don't understand it. Like you'll get the people on the street look at you, give you a bit of dirties because you just look like you're not from this planet. But yeah, like I don't care. I thrive off that. Like I love that, to be honest. Yeah.
You do have a lot of fans, like even down here in Melbourne, like there are a lot of people that are keen to see you come down and jump on stage again. I'm interested in the mindset because it's obviously a big part of it. How do you go? Because there probably is a fair bit of anticipation for you this time around. A lot of people are, favoring you to take out the show. Do you feel a little bit of pressure? Are you like the vast majority of competitors? You have your moments of self-doubt, you have your moments of immense confidence, and it's a bit of a roller coaster ride all the way through?
Literally all the time. Like there'll be a day where I look at myself and I'll be like, fuck, like I don't really like the way I'm looking. Like you're flat. You get in your head a little bit, but obviously as you mature as a bodybuilder and you've got your coach by your side, you just need that bit of pep talk. And then the next day you look at yourself and be like, oh, I'll win the whole show. I go through that every week, essentially. But yeah, sorry, I forgot the question. I'm buzzing out now.
No, it was literally on your mindset. Do you, when you are having those flat moments, how do you sort of pull yourself out of it? Do you reach out to Tim and just say, this is how I'm feeling? Do you just sort of like, just block it out and just like stick to the plan? Like, how do you go about it?
I tend to try block it out. When I do reach out to Tim, he's a very straightforward coach. Like he doesn't gas me up. He's never been to the point saying like, oh, you're gonna take the whole show out. He's never put me on that pedestal, which I really appreciate about him too. Like he keeps me in check, keeps it very humble as well. But the pressure wise, it is amounting a little bit. Like I know what I can do, so I'm not nervous or anything like that. It's just like, obviously, as you mentioned, people just anticipating a certain look and that pressure amounting is on me, but I feel like I've just been handling it well. It hasn't been too bad. It's more just like the self-thoughts that sort of, make you feel down or up or whatever. And that'd be the main thing I'd say, obviously. Yeah.
And where are we going to see you in the next 5 years, Chris? What's the plan? Where are you heading with all this? Is this just something to do for fun, boost the PT business, or is it pro stage? And
no, definitely not. Like, if anything, I'd love to get out of. I do love my job and love what I do, but I would love to get out of that as soon as possible. If I can become a pro and, go through pro shows and do well at them, and eventually, Olympia is the goal. Like I'm really trying to push that as hard as I can. Like I'm trying to envision and live the lifestyle, essentially. I've been very onto it for a few years, and I'm like, this is something that I know I can do well in. So I'm like, may as well just take it all the way, but definitely not for fun. This is real. This is all real for sure. 100%.
So we're aiming for the Mr. Olympia stage potentially at one point. Like that's where you want to end up, is at that top level.
100%. 100%. Like no doubt. 100%. For sure.
Love it, mate. Now, in order to get there, you do have to have some finances and some freedom and stuff like that. The PT gig can, you can earn some pretty decent coin that way, but it is a hard slog, and you sort of only get paid when you work. Have you got plans to like diversify, or go the online coaching route, build YouTube side of things, or you're already sort of taking strides to go in that direction?
Yeah, taking little strides. Like right now, I forgot to mention, obviously I've got my online clients too. That's been going very well. Very, very busy online. I'm just trying to slowly taper off PT, but I actually do really love personal training, and all the guys that I do train face to face, they're all great people, and I don't want to leave that. But yeah, online has been a thing that I've been doing for a couple of years as well. Only just really started taking off, I'd say the past year, to a point where I could actually live off that. So I'm very comfortable in that aspect of things, but that will be the goal. Yeah. Like just coaching, in general, and obviously being able to work or move wherever you want to go and live your life, across the world or wherever you want to be, just coaching. I'd say that will be the goal, but I do want to venture off into YouTube and, get, social media cranking and stuff like that. Cause that is the do all end all these days. It's very important for a lot of people too. So, that is the goal. Yeah. Just to get as much exposure and engagement as possible in all aspects.
Yeah, because in terms of sponsorships, obviously it's going to be related to your reach. Have you got a YouTube channel going at the moment? Are you banging out any content now? I know this is probably the time where it's least appealing to do it, which we greatly appreciate you coming on the show, but it's probably the most valuable time as well. And it's quite often the times where you give the incredible insight into that of a competitor close to a show. It's quite a unique perspective you've got right now. Are you doing any filming at the moment?
It's just the occasional, like, oh, just snap a quick pic of me while I'm training or whatever. Like, I actually haven't got a format down for like videography and stuff like that. And yeah, in these times, I always say weeks before, just get as much like content as you can, like get the social media going. But when you're in the midst of it, it's like, you really don't want to do it. Like, you just can't be bothered. Like today I was going to film my leg day and I'm like, no chance. Like I just could not be bothered at all. Yeah, that's another job in itself, honestly. Like you got to put effort into that stuff too, which is something obviously after show I can do a lot more of. We want to maintain the look for as long as we can. We're not going to spill out and start looking sloppy. The goal going forward is to stay lean in the off season anyway. So I feel like that will be a good one for me, content wise. But no YouTube.
So
no YouTube.
You're going to cap the weight at 300 pounds this time around, you reckon?
Hopefully, yeah, we'll keep it there. Who knows? It just depends on the look. Like if we can get to like 130, because at 130 it wasn't that bad, but once we started pushing the 135s, 140 was like, all right, we're getting a bit sloppy now. But yeah, we just wanted to stay as lean as possible. Weight, I never really care about weight. Tim's never really cared about weight. If I rock up on stage at 105 kilos and I look insane, I'm not fussed, versus if I was 120 the year before. Obviously that's a big drop, it's not realistic, but in saying that, it's all the look for sure.
Still on the mindset thing, mate. Do you watch the socials? Like, do you see the people you're competing against? Do you mute them? Does it have any impact on you? Because it obviously impacts a lot of people.
Yeah, I don't like to delve into who's competing, and obviously I follow a lot of competitors, so I'll see stuff pop up all the time, but I don't really delve into looking at stuff, like especially last season with Mike. That was a big one. I was just fresh into the season, like no post, who's Chris? People send me photos and stuff of Mike, and it was like, oh, this guy's insane. I'm looking at photos of him carved up 3 weeks out, and I'm like, fuck, like he looks fucking crazy, and he's like 130 kilos or whatever. Really like doubting myself. But obviously when you're on the stage, it's a different story, which is why I don't like really looking at other competitors. I don't delve into it. Even though I am a bodybuilder, I don't really see much bodybuilding stuff on my Instagram. It's all food. It's just all food. But
tends to come up during a prep.
Yeah, I try not to jump into looking at other competitors, because people are going to post their best shots. Everyone looks insane on Instagram. No one's going to post them looking crap. Same as with myself, edits and stuff like that. So Yeah, I try not to delve into that. I feel like that's the best way to do it, to be honest.
And mate, the current gym location in Sydney, no moves in the immediate future, but it sounds like with your potential progression to online training might be something in the future. So is that all part of the plan? Just see where the road takes you and sort of just have fun with it all?
Yeah, literally. Because right now everything's going swell. Like we had plans to move out. Me and Sarah strictly just go online, but she's also my partner. She started PTing as well, and we've both sort of taken off PTing. So it's like we can't really move anywhere, and we do like the lifestyle we have right now. So if we can maintain this for a little bit, see how we go, as you said, and just cruise in and see what happens in the near future, that will be something we'd have to discuss. Yeah,
You have to go down the tried and tested road, Chris, of pro bodybuilders and start an OnlyFans account. You'll have lots of male subscribers in no time, buddy.
Oh, I put that on my Instagram story once as a joke, and I had like 600 sticker taps on the link. It was just a link to my coaching services, but I had 620 sticker taps or something. I'm like, fuck, these people are crazy. So yeah, no, definitely not. I wouldn't make it OnlyFans, but who knows? Maybe, who knows?
Mate, there's two potential scenarios coming up at the end of the Nationals weekend. One, you walk off holding a pro card, and one you do not. Does it change what comes next for you? Like, will you look to kick on to another pro qualifier if you miss out at Nationals? Like, there's plenty available for Aussies around the world now, or will you just go back in the trenches and just come back bigger and better?
I'll probably do that. If we haven't really discussed like shows just in case, like we are trying to focus on this, but I was thinking even Amateur Olympia. Like last year, I really wanted to do it, but we'll just like, nah, we'll just go through an off season, come back and just see how we go next time. But in saying that, if I don't get what I want this time around, I'll probably come in maybe season A or just go till season C anyway. As Tim has told me many times, it's like, regardless, you win your pro card, you don't win your pro card, the plan's the same. You're still going to go through an off season, still got to grow, do the same stuff anyway, and pretty much just come back. But in saying that, I haven't actually gone through potential amateur shows to turn pro, like overseas ones and stuff. But the Amateur Olympia sounds good. Obviously, it's very expensive, Las Vegas and stuff like that. However, yeah, it hasn't been in the talks yet. But I would like to get on stage ASAP. Like even the last show in Melbourne, we had Brett and Tony come up to me saying, you have to get back on stage like ASAP, like just go on stage, go somewhere, compete. And I just sort of, I don't know, I was very overwhelmed with the hype and very happy and shit. So I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to hold off, do an off season, come back next year.
And if you do get the card, you wouldn't like test the waters, jump in a quick pro show and see how things go. You just want to go away and put on 10 kilos or something.
Yeah, probably not off the bat. Like I'd probably say if I could put on like another 5 to 10, so maybe about a year or 2 years from now, depending. Like it's all dependent, honestly. Yeah, because there's some big boys out there. They're pretty insane, to be honest. Like I'm watching a lot of pro shows recently, and they're insane. Like the level is stupid these days. It's crazy. So we're not there yet, but yeah, I'd probably go for another off season, see how we look, and if anything, just jump into one, see how we go.
Nice. And Chris, mate, anyone that you want to give a shout out to, any sponsors, coaches, your own business, feel free, mate.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Well, shout out to Tim, first of all, my coach. Shout out to Sarah, my partner, for dealing with me the whole time. She's in it as well, so, you know, she's copping it too, so we both live in it together. But, yeah, my guys at Day One Performance that have been helping me out too with my supplements, those guys have been awesome. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, just everyone who's pretty much supported me the whole way through. It means a lot. And yeah, it doesn't go unnoticed. It doesn't go unnoticed, considering like I'm off my head right now and I'm not 100% level headed. I do acknowledge all of it, and it means a lot to me for sure. Yeah.
Well, if you don't already follow Chris on Instagram, hit him up. He's well worth the follow, and I think there's big things in store for your future, mate. Thank you for coming on the show. You're incredibly articulate for a huge man on 1,500 calories. I'm impressed. Well done, mate. Super excited to see you up there. Win, lose or draw, you've got our respect and admiration. So congratulations on all your hard work and the physique you built over the years. And I just cannot wait to see how your career progresses, mate. So thank you again. And to all those that are watching, if you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe. And we'll be back before you know it for another episode of the MuscleTV podcast.
Thanks for having me, guys.